Hello, friends. Welcome back. Yes, I'm outside one more time because I just love nature. Don't you like nature? I think it's amazing, isn't it? Okay, well, today's video is going to be about one specific animal. But I just want to show you over here because we're talking about life cycles. So here we have a nest. That's right, there is a nest. So there is another life cycle just beginning right there. I wonder what type of bird it's going to come out of there, of those little eggs. I haven't seen them, so I don't know. But anyways, let's go ahead and jump right in to our lesson today. To begin our or continue with our lesson, we are going to go ahead and answer the following questions. Now, let me just remind you that this is a speaking activity. The whole lesson is speaking. So I am expecting the answers to be oral. Got it? Awesome. Okay, so question number one is, what animals do we keep as pets? So that is the first question that I want you to discuss. Now, there are tons of animals on this illustration, so I am sure that you can figure it out. I'm going to give you an example. So I would like to keep as a pet goldfish. I think that goldfish are very relaxing and beautiful. Okay. Um, Question number two is, what animals lay eggs? This is a good one, isn't it? Okay, so let's look at question number three. Name at least one carnivore. Okay, so friends, we have a lot of different pictures here of different type of animals, and I know for a fact that there is at least one carnivore on all of this somewhere in here. Okay, so you just need to name one of them. And last question that I want you to consider is, what animals can we find in the water? Okay, so they don't have to necessarily be fish, but if you choose fish, I want you to be specific with the type of fish. Okay, so I just want you to go ahead and pause the video, take a few minutes, think about your answers, and remember, complete sentences. Thank you. So how did it go? Were you able to identify some animals that lay eggs? I can tell you that right here I see an owl. Look at that. That's a beautiful owl. And yes, they do lay eggs. But you know, not only owls lay eggs. What about this beauty right here? Reptiles. They also lay eggs. So I'm sure there were many choices here. Carnivores. Carnivores. Look at this over here. What do you think? Okay. And what about animals that you find in the water? Ha, I'm sure that you had fun with that one as well. Okay, friends. Um, this brings us to today's life cycle. So remember that we are talking about life cycles, and also remember that we are. This is a oral lesson, so I want you to practice your speaking abilities. Okay, let's go ahead and look at our question down here. What cycle do you think this is? Use your illustration. So pause the video and see if you can say this in a say the answer in a complete sentence. Okay? Okay, so pause the video. Okay, so were you able to identify that beauty right there? I'm going to tell you that I'm deadly afraid of frogs and toads too. But you know, frogs are they're cute, but they are for some reason not very appealing to me. And yes, today we are going to be talking and learning about the life cycle of a frog. And that brings us to our clear learning target. I can talk about the different stages of a frog life cycle. How about we read it together? Let's go. One, two, three. I can talk about the different stages of a frog life cycle. That's right. So today we're going to be looking at the frog's life cycles. Okay, so we are going to continue with this tiny video about the life cycle of a frog. Okay, so pay attention. Your job is to, as you listen, try to identify the different stages of the life cycle of the frog. Okay, deal? Beautiful.
Frogs, frogs, frogs. The life cycle of a frog. A frog lays lots of eggs in the pond. These eggs are called frog spawn. Then after about 3 weeks, lots of tadpoles are born, you see. They swim around happily until 5 more weeks pass by. Tiny little legs sprout out, one on each side. Frogs, frogs, frogs. The life cycle of a frog. Soon after their arms appear, froglets they're now called. A few more weeks have now gone by. Their tails are very small. Look, can you see this? They've become frogs now. The whole life cycle of a frog is amazing, fantastic. Wow! Frogs, frogs, frogs. The life cycle of a frog.
Okay, friends, were you able to identify at least one life cycle of the frog? How about you tell me? Okay, so remember, I'm expecting an oral answer. So, which one jumped at you first? Okay, so that's what we're going to do right now. We're going to go one, we're going to identify one at a time. Ready? Okay. Okay, so what is the first stage of the frog's life cycle? If you notice, I have given you a sentence frame. This sentence frame we're going to use for each one of the stages, okay? So that we can practice speaking in complete sentences. So I'm going to provide as a modeling the first stage for you, and then I will ask you to go ahead and identify the other ones on your own. Remember what I said before? Always look at the illustration. So what do you see right there? Eggs. Very good. Okay, so the first stage of the frog's life cycle is the egg. That's right. So, how about we say that together? Let's go. One, two, three. The first stage of the frog's life cycle is the egg. Okay, friends, you are doing amazing. So, let's continue. What is the second stage of the life cycle of a frog? Okay, so remember that this is an oral exercise. Now, some of you are telling me fish, but no, these are not fish. These are tadpoles. That's right. So the second stage of a life cycle of a frog is tadpoles. That's it. That's what it is. So let's go ahead and practice. Let's do it together. One, two, three. The second stage of a life cycle of a frog is the tadpole. Okay. How about this one? What is the third stage of a life cycle of a frog? Got it? Yes, ready? Yes, the two little legs. That's right. So the two-legged tadpole. Yes. So from the eggs, go to the tadpole, and then it grows two legs. That is the third stage of the life cycle of a frog. So let's put that on a complete sentence. How about we do that? The third stage of a life cycle of a frog is the two-legged tadpole. Very nice. This brings us to the next stage, which is stage number 4. So what is the fourth stage of a life cycle of a frog? Remember to look at your illustration, and I'm expecting an oral answer. Forelegs. That's right. Good job. So how about putting that in a complete sentence? The fourth stage of a life cycle of a frog is the four-legged tadpole. Beautiful. So now we have arrived at the last stage from this cycle that I have. Okay, so what is the last stage of a life cycle of a frog? Ah, some of you are saying that that is so beautiful. The adult frog. The adult frog. And I apologize about that weird sound. Yes. So how about putting that in a sentence? The last stage of a life cycle of a frog is the adult frog. And remember that the cycle begins all over again. So friends, I hope that you have been taking notes at the same time that you are practicing your speaking skills, okay? Because now we are going to say it together right here. Life cycle of a frog. Stage 1 is the egg. Very good. Stage 2 is the tadpole. Very nice. Stage 3 is what? The tadpole with legs. So first, tadpole with 2 legs, then tadpole with 4 legs. Stage 4 is the young frog. Notice that this young frog has what? Well, we'll see in a moment. Let's look at it. What is the last stage and stage number 5? The adult frog. So what is the difference between the adult frog and the young frog? Do you know? A tail. Yes. So notice over here that the young frog has a tail and it's going to disappear. Once it disappears completely, it becomes an adult frog ready to reproduce. And the cycle continues. That's right. So friends, what I want you to do now is I want you to compare these two cycles. They're the same, okay? They're the life cycle of a frog. However, one has 5 stages and the other one has 6. Why is that? How are they the same and how are they different at the same time? Okay, so you know what I like about the one on the right is that it has all of those beautiful explanations and that we can just go ahead and read them. Okay, so they're basically the same. The only thing is that this one over here, the one on the left, is missing one of the stages. They just skip it on this one, on the one on the left, just to make it simpler. Um, and they put it on the one on the right, but they're exactly the same thing. So here is your homework. Your homework is to read every single stage on the right hand side. You see, they were really nice and they put them all right there for us. So all you need to do is read them. Okay? Okay. And remember to just look at the illustration in order to name the different stages of the life cycle of a frog. Got it? Okay, so with that, we have arrived at the end of another great lesson. I hope you enjoyed it, and I will see you next time. Have a great day.